$200. No new furniture. The same apartment you already have right now. Here is exactly where it went and what it actually changed. $40 and it went to one wall. Not the whole apartment, one wall, chosen specifically as the wall the eye lands on first when entering the room. Paint is the highest impact per dollar item in any budget refresh, and the reason is simple. It changes more square footage per dollar than anything else available at this price point. A gallon of paint covers roughly 400 square feet, which in most small apartments is enough for a full accent wall with room to spare. The choice was not a bold, saturated color. It was a slightly deeper version of a tone already present somewhere else in the room. The sofa, a piece of art, the flooring. This matters because a new color that has no relationship to anything else in the space reads as an addition. A deeper version of an existing tone reads as an intensification of something that was already there, which is the difference between a wall that looks like a decision and a wall that looks like decoration. $40, one wall, and the entire room reads as more resolved before a single other change was made. $50 split three ways. Warm bulbs to replace whatever was already in the fixtures, one small lamp for a dark corner that had no light source at all, and a plug-in dimmer for the one lamp that already existed but had only ever been fully on or fully off. Lighting is where most budget refreshes underspend, because a working bulb already produces light and it is easy to assume the job is done. But the color temperature of that light does most of the emotional work in a room, and most apartments are lit with bulbs closer to office white than to the warm, low temperature that makes a space feel lived in rather than administered. The corner lamp mattered more than its $5 per hour of attention price tag suggests, because a room with only overhead light and no secondary source at a lower height reads as flat regardless of what else is in it. One small lamp, positioned at seated eye level in a previously dark corner, changed how the entire room felt after dark, not just that one corner. $50 in lighting did more to the emotional register of the apartment than almost anything else in this budget. $50 went to layering warmth without buying a single piece of furniture underneath it. New pillow covers for the cushions already on the sofa, and one throw blanket in a texture the room did not already have. This category does the work that the tonal layering principle covers in more depth elsewhere on this channel, applied at the lowest possible cost. The existing sofa did not need to be replaced. It needed a different tone and texture sitting on top of it. Something slightly cooler or warmer than the sofa's own fabric. Something with a different hand feel than anything else already in the room. Pillow covers, not new pillows, matter here specifically because the insert is the expensive part and the cover is the part that actually changes the look. Buying covers alone stretches this category considerably further than buying whole new pillows would have. $50 in textiles gave the existing furniture a tonal depth it did not have before, without asking the furniture itself to do any more work than it was already doing. $20 and it went to the swap almost nobody makes. Cabinet pulls and switch plates. These are two of the most frequently touched surfaces in any apartment and two of the least visually considered. Original builder-grade hardware is almost always a plain, dated finish chosen for cost rather than character. and it is one of the few things in a rental or an apartment that can be fully swapped, kept in a drawer, and reinstalled at move-out for close to nothing. New pulls on a kitchen or bathroom cabinet change the perceived age of the entire fixture without touching the cabinet itself. New switch plates are a smaller change but a cumulative one. Every light switch in the apartment is touched daily, and a plain white plastic plate reads as an afterthought every single time, even if nobody consciously registers why. $20 is the smallest category in this entire budget and arguably the highest ratio of cost to how often the change is actually noticed, because these are surfaces a hand touches every day. $25, and it went to 2 plants, not one large statement plant, but 2 smaller ones, placed at different heights in different parts of the room. Greenery is the cheapest visual life available in any budget refresh, and the reason 2 smaller plants generally outperform one larger one at this price point is about distribution. A single plant reads as an object. 2 plants, placed with intention in different areas of the room, start to read as a pattern of life running through the space, rather than a purchase sitting in a corner. Height mattered as much as placement. 1 plant sat low, near the floor, filling a spot that had been visually empty. The other sat higher, on a shelf, at a height nothing else in the room was occupying. This spread the visual interest vertically rather than concentrating it all at eye level, which is where most existing furniture in the room was already doing its work. $25, 2 plants, and the apartment had a sense of life in it that no amount of hardware or textiles alone could have produced. $0, and it might have mattered more than everything else combined. Every piece of furniture in the apartment was already there before this budget was spent, but almost none of it was in its original position by the time the refresh was finished. The sofa moved 8 inches away from the wall it had been pushed against since move-in. The reading chair that had been facing the television turned to face the window instead. A side table that had been doing nothing in a corner moved to actually sit within reach of the chair it was theoretically next to. This is the sequence principle covered elsewhere on this channel, applied directly. Before adding anything, the existing furniture had never actually been evaluated for whether it was positioned correctly. It had been placed once, on move-in day, under time pressure, and never reconsidered since. Rearranging what already existed for free in an afternoon fixed problems that no amount of new paint or lighting could have touched, because those problems were about placement, not about anything the apartment was missing. If there is one category in this entire budget that deserves more credit than its price tag suggests, it is this one, because it did not need a budget at all. $200. Paint, light, texture, hardware, greenery, and 1 afternoon of rearranging that cost nothing at all. None of it required new furniture. All of it required actually spending the budget on the layer that was missing, instead of on more of what the apartment already had. Subscribe for more, and if you had $200 for your own space, tell us below where it would go first.